Hello everybody, Don Master here. Got a different little video for you. Show you some couple tools that I don't think you've seen in detail of mine, and I forgot to show in my toolbox tours. And that's the Snapon QDR or QD4R 600A. I've owned this torque wrench for 2 years, and I know there's a lot of other options out there. At the time, I only had one tool dealer, and that was my old Snap-on dealer that I've had for years, many years, and he's the one I bought my stuff from mainly, and in my opinion, Snap-on makes the best torque wrenches. I know Precision Instruments are great too, or whatever, CDI and whatnot, but so this is my 3/4 drive torque wrench that I purchased mainly for doing pinion nuts and just bigger stuff. Part numbers QD4R 600A. 600 stands for 600 foot-pounds of torque, and next to it's the Axis locking flex head ratchet. Just to talk about it a little bit, this is the one I bought from my coworker, lightly used for 150 bucks, and they're going for 300 brand new. All I had to do was have a rebuild kit put in it because he had stripped a couple teeth out, and I will be honest, these ratchets are kind of weak. The Axis ratchets, they don't like a lot of torque put on them. My coworker that I bought this from, he had it rebuilt twice, and he only owned it for a year. But he is really hard on his tools. He admits to that, and other people will have told me that he's hard on tools. No big deal. You can be hard on your tools if you want. They're your tools. They have a lifetime warranty and whatnot, but I polished it out too. It wasn't as shiny before. So anyway, he used it to break really big bolts loose. He should have been using a breaker bar, and that's why he was stripping it out. I haven't had any issues with it, and he's never had any issues with the locking mechanism, and that's the reason I got this, because the Snap-on ones are nice, but I don't like the locking flex head for the Snap-on, and they don't offer the new locking mechanism on their 1/2-inch ratchets yet, so I bought this from my coworker. And these Mac locking flex head 1/2-inch drive ratchets have a thicker bar compared to the non-locking flex head, which is nice. They're a lot beefier shaft, and you really notice it on this end where the comfort grip is, because if I compare this to my straight non-flex head, it has a smaller, my other Axis 90 tooth 1/2-inch drive ratchet, which I don't have. I should have brought it from work. Has a narrower shaft, so that's nice about this. It's a lot beefier. I mean, she's really beefy, but the teeth aren't as strong as you'd think. But if you use it like you should, and use a breaker bar when you're breaking bolts loose, then you should be fine, like I do. I haven't had any problems. So anyway, so I don't keep rambling on about this. One last view of that. That's the handle. These handles hold up really well. But let me open up this big old torque wrench. And I'm the only one at the shop that owns a torque wrench this big. So it stays in the tool room since it doesn't fit in my box. If the top drawer was full length, it would fit, but my top drawer isn't full length. So here it is. You can see I use it. It's been used many times to torque down cylinder head bolts on Caterpillar engines, is mainly what I use this for. And it's torqued down a few pinion nuts and here and there. But basically this looks like the same head as the 3/4 drive ratchets, and I'd like to figure this out, but I'm wondering if I can actually pop this off, knock this pin out, and use this. Probably can. This is probably the regular 3/4 ratchet head that comes on the 3/4 drive ratchet, or that's how you buy this, is individually. Then you buy the handles, and I have the handle, and I have my old 3/4 ratchet head. But I've owned this for a while, and just thought it'd be cool to do a video on it, show you guys what it looks like, and I have no complaints about it at all. You know what's funny is it's all the way in, and now that I remember when I bought it, it was turned all the way in, and for some reason I feel like, yeah, when I bought it from the factory, it was turned in. I don't know if that's good or bad. I've had it calibrated once, and it's been fine. But maybe I should back that out. Sometimes when you get busy, you forget to back your torque wrench out, but it's just a beauty. This thing is really long too. You get a lot of good leverage on it, and I know I could have gotten the different kind of torque wrench where you can use it as a ratchet and this and that, but use the head. But honestly, on this one, I'm pretty sure this ratchet head is removable. You can drive that pin out, and you can put a normal breaker bar handle on it. So that's one nice thing about the 3/4 inch Snap-on ratchets, or and torque wrenches. So don't quote me on this, but I believe this ratchet, I paid around $1,000 for it, and that was 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was about $1,000, maybe a hair more, maybe a hair less. I'd have to look up on their website what they're running for now. Here's a certificate of calibration. So yeah, I did buy it back in 2019. Maybe a year after. No, it was 2019, yeah. So that tells you the readings, calibration, and the serial number. And this is a 120 foot-pound to 600 foot-pound. Operator tells you the guy's name. So yeah, it's 2 years old. 2020 down here is the date when the guy checked this. The operator checked it, and the supervisor's name's there. It's a nice thing about Snap-on, man. They don't mess around when it comes to their torque wrenches. And then here there's a little info. This is like instructions on the QD and TQ series dial type torque wrenches. So this covers all of these types of torque wrenches, from probably quarter drive all the way up to 3/4 or 1 inch if they have a 1 inch torque wrench. Just your instructions, and if you guys have these, read through them, and it'll give you a lot of information. I'm sure it goes over warranty information. This comes with, actually, you know what, I think I put these in. It might have came with them. The absorbers for moisture control, and just a nice unit, man. I'm gonna mention CP. You know, when it comes to torque wrenches, Snap-on's king, and Project Farm proves that on his videos. If you do this for a profession and you make a living with your tools, Snap-on is the way to go, especially when it comes to torque wrenches. They're the most accurate over a long period of time. Now, if it's a tool, a torque wrench for at home, and you're only torquing your lug nuts maybe once or twice a year, and you aren't putting 1,000 cycles on your torque wrench over a year, then you can go with a DeWalt or a Craftsman or a Cobalt or an Icon. Those will be fine, you know. Spend $100 or $200 on a 1/2 inch drive 200 foot-pound torque wrench or 250 foot-pound torque wrench, and you'll be good. But when you're using it all the time, and you're going to be using it for many, many years, Snap-on's the way to go, you know. And when he tested it on his channel, Project Farm, and he put the 1,000 cycles, Snap-on was one of the only ones that met those levels, and it was accurate all the way through 1,000 cycles. It didn't lose accuracy. So anyway, show you a couple other things that I use with this tool. Alright, so anyways, I got a couple other things out here that I use with this torque wrench. So the cat cylinder heads, they're big bolts, and they have a 3/4 size 12-point heads, and I had to purchase this special socket from Snap-on for taking these bolts out and torquing them down. And it's a 3/4 size 12-point thick-walled 3/4 drive. So 3/4 drive, 3/4 out, 12-point, and it's a deep socket. And I had to order this socket because my Snap-on guy had just sold his last one, and this was probably 2 or 3 years ago too, when I started working on cats a lot. But you know, you use a 12-point chromie or impact 1/2-inch drive, and you'd break your anvil out of your ratchet or your adapter. If you put an adapter on this to 3/4, you would just break the adapter using an air impact trying to take these out. So I would use this guy with my 3/4 air impact. I have the Snap-on 3/4 drive air impact, the 1250. I think that's the part number. And so yeah, that's why I had to buy this socket. So this socket gets used on this torque wrench when I'm torquing down the cylinder head bolts to 330 foot-pounds. Once you get up front by the timing cover, you can't clear the torque wrench sometimes, or an air impact. So that's when I add on one of these 3/4 drive extensions. And this is a 6-inch Capri, and it came in a 3-piece set, and it was a really good value. These are chromoly. There's a 4-inch, a 6-inch, and a 10-inch in the set, and it was $55 for all three on Home Depot's website. And I had a gift card at the time. That was last year, so I ordered those. And the price of this socket is like twice. It was like $100 for this socket from my Snap-on dealer a couple years ago. So I could buy basically 6 extensions from Capri for the price of this socket, which is pretty crazy. And then a 1/2-inch drive Mac 19 millimeter or 3/4. This is in my set of Mac sockets in the red tray that I got on a good promo deal. You bought the metric impact wobble socket set, universal impact socket set that goes to 24 millimeter, and you got the 12-point set free. So thought I'd show you the size difference. 3/4 drive and then the 1/2-inch drive one. Much heavier duty. It's designed for these cat motors for getting those head bolts out because they have such a small head size. So anyway, I thought that'd be a little info for you guys. Kind of a review on the big torque wrench and what I use it for. I also actually use it for torquing down big rig nuts on their wheels. So that's about it. I hope you guys have a good one, and thanks for watching.